All right, let's get right into it. We've all had those big ideas, right? Those game-changing concepts that you just know could shake things up for a project or even an entire company. But how do you actually turn that spark into a reality that works? Well, today we're going to unpack the two-part playbook that really separates the brilliant successes from the, well, expensive failures: solution design and pilot testing. But first, let's just acknowledge a feeling we all know a little too well. That brilliant idea that just goes nowhere. You've seen it, I've seen it. A project gets a huge budget, a ton of hype, a full-scale launch, and then it just, poof, fizzles out. It's so frustrating, it costs a ton of money, and it happens all the time. So what is going on here? Where does it all go wrong? The answer is usually way simpler than you think. It's not because the idea was bad or that people didn't work hard enough. It's because in that mad rush to build and launch something cool, they skipped the most fundamental, most important steps in the whole process. And that's exactly the problem we're going to solve today.
So yeah, we're calling this the big idea problem. You've got this incredible ambition, but the path from A to B is just a minefield of assumptions and unknowns. Way too often, teams just jump straight from the idea to building it. Which, by the way, is why some studies show that over 70% of major projects fail. I mean, 70%. There's got to be a smarter way to do this.
And that smarter way, it starts right here with what we call solution design. Think about it like this. You would never, ever build a house without a detailed blueprint, would you? Of course not. You'd figure out the rooms, the plumbing, the wiring, all of it on paper first. This is the exact same idea, but for your projects. Let's get a clear definition up. Solution design is basically a set of exercises you do to shape, define, and visualize your idea. But look closely here. The most important words are at the very end, before building it. This is all about the pregame. It's where you get everything right on paper or in a simple mock-up, not with expensive, time-sucking code. So what does that actually look like? Well, it breaks down into 3 pretty simple steps. First, ideation. Just get all the ideas out there and map out what the core features should be. Second, prototyping. Make a really simple model. It could be just sketches on paper or a basic digital wireframe. And third, and this is the absolute game changer, get that simple prototype in front of real people. And then, and this is the hard part, shut up and just listen to what they have to say.
And this quote right here, it just nails it. The whole point is to answer the big, scary questions early. Like, are we even solving a real problem? Does this feature make any sense? Do people actually want this thing? Answering these with a cheap prototype will save you an unbelievable amount of headaches and money compared to finding out after you've already built the whole thing.
Okay, so now you've got your blueprint. It looks good, but you don't call the construction crew just yet. Nope. First, you take that blueprint for a little test drive. And this is where pilot testing enters the picture. A pilot test is pretty much what it sounds like. It's a small, controlled, real-world experiment. The goal here is not a big, flashy launch. It's actually the total opposite. It's about quietly rolling it out to a small group to gather cold, hard data on how your solution actually performs out in the wild. And the strategic genius of this becomes super clear when you see it side by side like this. A full-scale launch? That's an all-or-nothing bet. It is high risk, high cost. A pilot test, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. It's low risk, low cost, and it's your golden opportunity to learn and adapt before you bet the farm. It is your safety net. And the payoffs here are just huge. For one, you get to validate your assumptions, to prove you're actually on the right track. You uncover those hidden, nasty problems before they become full-blown catastrophes. You get to replace guesswork with real data. And you know what that does? It builds massive confidence, both for you and your team, and for anyone holding the purse strings. Now, this is where the real magic happens, because solution design and pilot testing aren't just 2 separate stages you check off a list. They're 2 halves of a powerful, continuous feedback loop. You design, you test, you learn, and then you do it again, making your ideas stronger and smarter with every single cycle. Think about it like a science experiment. The solution design phase, that's where you create your hypothesis. You're basically making an educated guess, saying, we believe that if we design it this way, users will do that. That becomes your testable statement. And then, naturally, the pilot test becomes the experiment you run to see if you were right. It's what gives you the evidence. The data you get back from your pilot group will tell you, with no ambiguity, whether your brilliant design assumptions were right on the money or way off base. And this table here shows you exactly how that loop works in the real world.
Just look at how the outcome on the left directly tells you what to do on the right. If user engagement is low in the pilot, guess what? You go back and redesign the interface. If a feature is confusing people, you simplify the workflow. See? The pilot isn't just a pass or fail exam. It is a roadmap that tells you exactly what to fix.
So let's just tie this all together. Why did this whole process win? Well, in a world of tight budgets and even tighter deadlines, this isn't some nice-to-have luxury. This process is your fundamental strategic advantage. So what's the big payoff? It's really simple. You save a ton of time, you save a ton of money, you basically kill the risk of a spectacular public failure. You end up building much, much better solutions. And when it's finally time to go big, you launch not with your fingers crossed, but with cold, hard, data-backed confidence. When you boil it all down, this whole process is about one incredibly powerful shift. It's the difference between guessing that your idea is good and knowing that it's good. It's about moving from wishful thinking to actual evidence. So I'll just leave you with this one question. Think about that next big idea you have, the one you're really excited about. Are you just going to launch it out into the world and hope for the best? Or are you going to give it the best possible shot at success by designing it, testing it, and piloting it first?